All right, gentlemen, here we are. We are live, and today we are going to look at a very powerful training called How to Rewire Your Brain to Deal with Setbacks. Let me put my video on because I realized that my video wasn't on so you can see me. So here's my pretty face. So how to rewire your brain to deal with setbacks, right? And this is relevant to all of us, right? We have to understand that setbacks are inevitable, right? Whenever we are striving to become something greater than we are being, in other words, when we're getting outside of our comfort zone, right? There is going to be setbacks. It's inevitable, right? So the quicker we can accept this, the better it's going to be for all of us, right? To be able to move forward, right? And now I'm going to share with you a very powerful insight and a very powerful tool that you can actually use to use setbacks, to use failure, if you like, as a means to move you forward, to help you move forward, right? To extract the lessons that those setbacks are trying to show us, right? Like that's what the purpose of setbacks is to teach us a lesson that we need to see to move forward, right? And they will continue, those setbacks will continue to come. We'll continue to have those setbacks in life until we learn the vital lesson that is trying to show us, right? So the lessons will keep coming until we actually learn and apply those lessons to move forward, if that makes sense, right? So what we're going to cover, right? Dealing with setbacks, okay? I'm going to show you the tool, the indestructible reframing system that we will use to help you with this. And we'll break it down into 4 specific questions that you will need to ask yourself to find the lesson and move forward, right? Make progress with whatever happens, right? So now, what does this do, right? Now, this is actually a system that is designed to retrain your mind. This is known as neuroplasticity, right? It's a real thing. And it's basically like you are creating new pathways in your brain, right? And we spoke about this already in detail in one of the modules inside of this program, right? Neuroplasticity, like, it's key. Like, and it's this thing that allows you to rewire new pathways in your brain, right? To help make better decisions, more informed decisions moving forward, right? And literally what happens here when you do this exercise, and if you do it long enough, if you put it into practice, you develop a new way of dealing with shit that goes down. So when shit happens in life, which is going to happen, right? It's going to happen to all of us. Like, whether we are striving to become something or not, shit is always going to happen, right? And it will continue to happen. But the purpose of shit is to teach us key lessons that we can use to move forward, okay? So that's what this training is designed to do, right? So setbacks that can hinder progress, right? Let's look at what things can come up in life, what can happen in life that will stop people from making progress, right? Will stop all of us from making progress, right? Now, events, right? When I say events, like things happen, right? An event that happens in your life, right? Let's say, I don't know, someone like you do something or you have a plan to do something that day, and then something pops up unexpectedly and it stops you from making progress, right? This can derail us. So some decisions that we make can also derail us, right? Like, oh shit, I shouldn't have made that decision. Why did I make that decision? Then guilt comes in and you start shaming yourself into action and all that stuff, which is unhelpful, right? Not doing what you said you were going to do, that's a big one as well, right? Like, if you say, like, today I'm going to go and exercise, and then at the end of the day you've not exercised, like, that's a massive blow to your confidence, right? And your self-esteem, but also your integrity, right? When you break integrity, you lose more confidence in yourself. So I'm going to show you how to actually use that instead of using it in a negative way and beating yourself up about it and saying, what's the point? And then getting to that place where it's like, fuck it. how can I use this to move forward? How can I want to move forward from here. I don't want to stay stuck in the past here. I want to be able to make progress and move forward, right? Expectations as well, right? Now, we all have expectations. And when we don't meet our expectations, what happens? Again, we tend to beat ourselves up and we tend to feel like a failure, right? And all these negative emotions come up and it gets associated with this. That impacts our decision making, our ability to make decisions, and the decisions that we make are not in alignment with our goals, right? And this is what can hinder our progress too. Other people, right? Comments, remarks from other people, right? These can have an impact. Comparing yourself to other people, right? We all do this, right? This comparison trap that we fall into is like, oh, that person's doing better than me. And all of a sudden, I feel like a failure, and now that my decision making, like, so how can we use this? Like, focusing on the negatives of a situation is only going to keep us stuck in a negative pattern of behavior, right? And that all decisions are going to be negative. So we want to move away from this and move forward, right? So, like I've already said, we need to understand what setbacks actually are, right? So setbacks, first of all, are inevitable, right? Like, the quicker we accept this, the better it's going to be for us to move forward here, right? So understand that setbacks are inevitable. They are going to happen. Okay? But they don't have to derail you or stop you from making progress. In fact, setbacks are actually designed to teach you the lesson that you need to learn. So these setbacks will continue. Often it's the same thing that happens. Do you ever feel like you're stuck in this loop? It's like, oh man, like this keeps happening. I keep banging my head against the same brick wall, right? And that is happening because the purpose of that is to teach you the lesson. And until you learn that lesson, it will continue to happen. Okay? So what I want you to do is, like, we're going to, instead of dwelling on like, oh, you know what, I'm a failure and like setbacks and stuff and things happen to me, like this program here, like this mental and physical reset system that we're working on here is like, it's about making progress, right? It's about small incremental progress, right? And using failure and setbacks as an opportunity for growth. So I want you to start looking at failure and setbacks, not in a negative manner, but more in a positive manner, that, you know what, this is an opportunity for me to grow. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to alter our mind's perspective here, right? And extract the lesson so we can move forward. Okay, so how are we going to do it? Now, when something happens, right, like I want you to pay attention, right? We talk a lot about paying attention to our emotions, paying attention to how we feel. Like, this is why we have the techniques and the things in this program, such as a meditation, to be able to slow down and observe things. So in a way, this is actually like, it's like another form of meditation, right? So what I want you to do is, like, when you find yourself, like, you have to catch yourself, right? When you are spiraling out of control. And you'll feel that because you'll be getting messages from your body telling you, right, something's not right. So in that moment, I want you to slow down, right? Like, a great time to do this is first thing in the morning, or when the thing actually happens, when you find yourself actually, you know, what am I doing here? Or at the end of the day is a good time to do this, right? So what I want you to do is slow down from the chaos, like whatever's going on, like slow down. And focus on a specific event. Like, what is this event? Like, notice when the trigger happened, when you started spiraling out of control. And you're just going to look back on that, and then we're going to reframe the event to make it mean what you choose it to mean. You're then going to extract the lesson from this event, and you're going to apply the lesson and move forward. Okay. So this is a great exercise for turning negative bullshit into power, right? like we can look how powerful this is, right? We can literally turn anything into fire here, right? We can literally turn anything that happens, like there's no excuse, right? Like we can't, instead of letting things hinder our progress and derail us and stop us, demotivate us, we can actually find the lesson here and we can turn this into power. We can turn anything into power. So here's the indestructible reframe questions that we're going to ask, right? So there's 4 questions. So question 1, what happened or is happening? Why is this positive? And I'm going to give you some examples, by the way. What lesson can you extract from this? Like, how can I use this to move me forward? And how will you apply that moving forward? This is important. It's not just about finding the lesson, but now we're actually taking quick action, swift action on this lesson, right? And we're actually putting a deadline on it. Like, when is this going to happen? Okay, so here's an example that I've put together. So what happened? All right, let's see. Okay, so this morning I woke up late. I had to rush to work and I had to skip my morning routine. I felt stressed and I was putting out fires all day. By the end of the day, I just wanted to drink wine and forget about my day. I didn't exercise or make great food choices. So why is this positive, right? Well, I realized that I have a choice. Like, I can use this and learn a lesson from it, right? I can have better days if I get up and do my morning routine. So by me getting up late, that was the issue. I didn't get my morning routine in. And then it ended up like the day just spiraled out of control and affected all my decision making throughout a day. And I just wanted to forget the day, right? So what lesson can I extract from this? Or how can I use this? Well, I must get to bed earlier so I wake up to do my routine in the morning, right? Or it could be like my morning routine is critical, or the way I start the day sets me up for how the rest of the day is going to go. Okay. So how will you apply this lesson moving forward now? Well, you know what? I'm going to get to bed by 10 p.m. right? Because if I have to do more routine, I have to get up at 6, so that's 8 hours sleep. I'm going to make sure I'm in bed by 10. Now, it's not just that, like, it's not just saying and doing it, it's 2 different things, right? So we've extracted the lesson here. Like, we know what we need to do next, like how to fix this, how to change this. Like, when am I actually going to do this, right? We're going to make that commitment. And that commitment here is like right away, tonight. What's the first fit? When's it, like, instead of putting it off, like, get to work on changing this right away. Commitment, get to bed by 10 p.m. tonight. So can you see the power of this, right? How important it is, and like how we can use setbacks and failures. Like, they don't have to derail us. Like, we can accept these are part of my life. We can accept that these failures and setbacks and making mistakes and all that stuff, it's all part of life. Like, nothing's going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time, right? But we can simply, like, using this method, we can rewire our brain to look at things that happen in life in a much more positive way, like extract the lesson, extract the gift, if you like, to help me move forward, right? To adjust my behavior so I can handle it better next time, right? So understand that mistakes are going to happen. You're always going to make mistakes. It's okay. But if you keep repeating that same mistake, then it becomes a choice. So this is a powerful tool that you can apply and use this in your life, all right? So look, hopefully this was helpful. Let us know, and just do it. Just do this once. Like, have a look at the power of doing this just one time and see how that affects you and impacts your life, how it makes you feel. But the key again here is to do it like not just once, and like it's like if you go to losing weight, for example, right? One day of being on, like, going out to work out isn't going to make much of a difference. It's all the days added up. So the more you do this, the more good at this you become, and the better you get. So allow yourself to make mistakes, right? Allow yourself to practice and be patient with this process. This is a very powerful tool for like rewiring your brain into looking at things in a much more positive way to gain a different perspective on things. All right. Hope that was helpful. We shall catch up soon.